Well, hey everyone. So today's webinar is going to be on Google Sheets. And to start off, we'll be covering what exactly is Google Sheets. So Google Sheets is a free program that creates spreadsheets. It's essentially a digital application that stores and organizes data using a table. So it's similar to Excel and another platform that is commonly used to create spreadsheets as well. So Google Sheets was created by an American tech company by the name of Google. And so the benefits of using Google Sheets. So one of the benefits of using Google Sheets is the ability to work with others in real time. So you can view and monitor the activity of other editors on your Google Sheets, as well as the cost, which is free. So unlike Excel, the features of Google Sheets are all available for free, and you don't have to pay for any access to any other features or functions. And there's also an additional benefit of automatic syncing, so it could easily transfer your data across other Google products as well. So the cons of using Google Sheets. One of the cons includes Google Sheets being less efficient than Excel. So although Google Sheets is much easier to use than Excel, if you're working with larger data, Google Sheets can be much slower. Additionally, it supports less file types. So Excel supports around 20 types of files, whereas Google Sheets only supports 6 types of files. And lastly, there's less features than Excel. So Google Sheets is not as advanced and professional as Excel. So you notice that some functions or features will be missing from Sheets that Excel might have. So how to access Google Sheets? Firstly, before accessing Google Sheets, you'd want to make sure you have a Google account already made. And there's also a link that will provide with the webinar slides in case you need to make a Google account with a YouTube link as well. Our second step involves searching up the keyword search sheets.google.com on any type of web browser, and you can also access it from Google Drive or Google Chrome. So features of Google Sheets. If you want to create beautiful spreadsheets without any hassle, you could use the templates, the preset designs offered by Google. And Google Sheets is suitable for many different occasions and purposes, such as creating a to-do list, calendars, and even accessing planners. Additionally, you can add illustrations or pictures to your spreadsheets, and you can either create a drawing or insert pictures directly from your computer. You could also easily create graphs to visually represent data using the data compiled from your spreadsheets, similar to Excel. And this method of creating charts is quick and very user-friendly. So now let's try to get into the live demo. Alrighty, so during the presentation, I guess we showed one way how to access Google Sheets, and it's by searching up in your web browser Google Sheets. If you search that up, you'll notice that there's 2 links that show up. So I guess the workspace is for, I guess, more professional workspace, I guess, oriented. But if you click on the second link, it should bring you to Google Sheets. And there's also a second way to do it as well. So if I were on google.com, you'll notice that there's a 3x3 dots on the top right-hand corner. And if you click on it and scroll down, You notice next to docs, there's something called sheets. And if you were to click on it, it should bring you to sheets as well. So in sheets, there are so many different templates that can be selected from to-do list, budgets, and calendars. So to just access some of these template sheets, what you could do is just click on the template gallery button right here. And you'll notice that it's sorted by different categories. So this one's personal. So there's a to-do list all the way down to pros and cons, as well as calendars. So we have an annual calendar as well as previous year's calendars as well, a schedule as well, and more planners as well, even budget planning sheets as well. And you also have work-related templates as well, so such as creating an invoice or even having something like an analytics dashboard is also available for you to use. And also there's different categories like project management, so there's even a timeline, a tracking spreadsheet as well, which could be handy. And lastly, there's education, so things from attendance to tracking assignments, you could do that from here as well. But for the purpose of the demo, we'll just go with the blank. And so upon opening a blank spreadsheet, this is what it should look like in Google Sheets. You'll notice that at the top left, it's right now an untitled spreadsheet, which you can name your spreadsheet just by clicking on this and pressing backspace. So you can just put anything you want. So I'll just put Cyber Seniors Demo. And then you'll notice that it's saved to Drive. And there's also something really handy to organize some of these sheets. If you notice, there's a star, so you could obviously favorite some of these sheets as well as organize them into some folders. So using this Move folder. So if I were to click on this, you'll notice that it accesses my Google Drive. And I already have a folder created for this, but let's say I want to make a new folder. You could click on this new folder icon on the bottom left and title it as a new folder to place your sheets in. So Cyber Seniors Demo. And you just press on the check mark. And then you'll notice that there's again another new folder option, or you could just move the Excel sheet here. So I'll just move the Excel sheet here. And you'll notice there's a pop-up message that comes up saying that the Cyber Seniors demo sheets has been moved from my drive to the specific folder that I just did. But again, if you want to undo this, you could click on the undo button over here or the dismiss button. So we'll move on to the navigation portion. So Sheets is made up of many cells, and you can navigate it using your mouse or your cursor, as well as your keyboard. So if you want to, I guess, click on a specific cell, you could just click on the cell itself and insert whatever you want in that specific cell. Or you could just click on one of these cells and just use your arrow keys to navigate through the spreadsheet itself. So using your up arrow key, your down arrow key, as well as your left and right arrow keys as well. So a little shortcut. So if you want to, I guess, select an area of cells, what you could do is you could hold Shift, and using your arrow keys, you could go down, left, right, down, etc. And it will highlight a specific amount of cells where that you could either delete, copy, paste, and insert multiple things into the sheet this way as well. There's also another option to move down. You just press enter to move down. So if I were to click on a specific cell and just press enter, you'll notice that I went from A1 to A2. And if I keep pressing enter, I'll just keep going down the column itself. And Shift Enter is also another way I can move up these cells. So again, you can see I'm shifting from A7 all the way to A1. And Tab is another way where you can move to the right of a cell. So you notice I'm on A1. If I want to go to B1, I just press on Tab. And you'll see I'm at B1 now. And if I keep doing this, I'll just keep going through the row. And then to go left, you can just press on Shift Tab. And you'll notice that I'm going to the left. And Shift Space should select the entire row. So in case I want to check, I guess, a specific row or highlight a specific row, I can just press on the Shift key as well as the Space key. And you'll notice my whole first row gets highlighted. So formatting. So to edit columns or row sizes, you can do that using these, I guess, these gray indicators or these gray bars. So in case I want to move, I guess, in case I want to make some of these cells more wider, you'll notice there should be like a blue, I guess, highlight portion right here. And you'll notice that my cursor changes from a pointer to, I guess, something with two arrows on the side of each other. So if I want to make this a little smaller, or I guess a little narrower or a little more wider, I'll just simply hold on my left click, and you'll notice that I could just drag to the left to make it narrow, or I could move to the right to make it more wider. And then it should adjust accordingly. And I guess to change the height of some of these cells, similar to adjusting the width, there's on the left side, you'd have to access it, and there should be a blue highlight again. So again, there should be a thing where the cursor changes from an up and down arrow. So if I want to make this, I guess, a little taller, you just move your cursor down by holding left click. And you'll notice that these individual cells become, I guess, more taller, or you can make them more smaller. For now, we'll just leave it as that. And I guess to merge some of these cells into a larger cell. So let's say I want to merge something in my first cell and my second cell. So notice that these two cells have A and B, but I want to merge these together. So in doing so, what I could do is I can use the merge tool. So if I highlight these cells and I go to, I think it's in data. So I got it. Oh, okay, so it's in formatted set. So under format, you'll notice there's an option called merge cells. And you'll notice that there's options such as merging all, merging vertically, merging horizontally, or unmerging. So we'll just click on merge all. And then it'll show you, I guess, your top left most values will be merged. So I guess this will show up whenever you want to merge cells. So I'll just press on OK. And you'll notice that the A cell or my leftmost cell now overtook my right cell, which had a B, which could be, I guess, a little bit, I guess, confusing. But if you want to unmerge these cells, you notice on the taskbar, there's something called merge cells. So there's a green icon here. And you notice there's a little arrow. If you click on the arrow, you can just press on unmerge, and it should be back to normal. And to add rows and columns to some of these cells, you could just click on any cell actually and just right click. And you'll notice there will be options like inserting one row above, inserting a column to the left, or inserting different cells. So you could insert cells and shift to the right, And you can also insert cells and shift down as well. And there's also an option to delete rows and delete columns, as well as delete cells. So similar to inserting cells, you could delete cells and shift left. You could delete cells and shift up. And you can even see the edit history as well. So I just click on this, and you'll notice since it's blank, there's no edit history. Now we'll be going to entering data. So if I want to enter data into a single cell, so let's say I want to enter some data into C2, I will just click on the cell itself and just type in, I guess, a number. So I'll type in 12. So after you've done that, you just press enter and it should be there. And to insert the same data into multiple cells, so I guess for a Mac device or an Apple device, you could do Control, Command, and Enter, but since I'm on a Windows device, that may not be working for me, so I'm just going to skip over that. But again, if all you want to do is just highlight over the specific cells, and you just want to type in again some data into the cell itself. So I can do A, B, C, and then you just hit Control, Command, and Enter, and it should duplicate that data into multiple cells. I guess for the purpose, we'll just skip over that for this demo. So in case you want to duplicate A into, I guess, the entire row, you'll notice that there's a little box on the bottom right of the cell. If I were to click on that and drag it, you'll notice that there starts to be like a little, I guess, line that starts showing up as the cells you go over. And if I were to let go, you'll notice that everything becomes all A's as such. Again, you could do Control C to undo it, but that's an easy way to copy, I guess, data from one cell to multiple cells in a specific row. So to copy data from one cell to other cells, what I like to do for this is I just like to go over the cell itself and press on Control A and then Control C. So that's the copy command or the copy shortcut. And then go to whatever cell that I want to place that into and then just press on Control V. And you'll notice that now I have an A in G1. So I guess that's a really easy way to copy the value of one cell and insert it into another cell. So I would just use Control C and Control V to do that. So to do simple math in a cell. So unlike Excel, it's a little different, I guess, over here for sheets. You'd have to do an equal sign first. And then, so if I want to get the value of what's 4 times 5, right? I'll just do on 4 times 5. And you'll notice that there's an f of x function on my top of my screen. If I press on enter, you'll notice that my value changes from 4 times 5 to 20. So again, if you want to see this and make adjustments to this, you could just click on this. And let's say you forgot to add 10. And after you made that adjustment, you can press on enter and I'll update the value. But I guess the key thing to really take away from this is that you need an equal sign first and then followed by the equation you want answered. So for this, we had to find what's 4 times 5, but in order to do so, I just had to add an equal sign at the very beginning. So to add cell values together, so there's one simple way to do this. So I'm going to add cell C2, D2, and E2. And what I want to do is I want to select these cells or highlight these cells, sorry. And then you'll notice there's a little E on my taskbar as well. So it's, I guess, sigma notation, but if you click on this, you'll notice that a bunch of math functions come up. So you can calculate the sum, the average, I guess have a count of a specific thing that you're, I guess, keeping track of, a max, a min, and there's a lot of other stuff. So such an array, database, date, and a lot of other statistical or math related functions. But since we want to find the sum of these cells, I'll just click on sum. And you'll notice that it says sum value 1, which is my C2, and then it'll go all the way to E2. If I just press enter, it should come up to 32. So we can also add, or I guess subtract as well, some of these cells. So if I want to add some of these cells, I just press on equals and then selecting the cells. So if I want to subtract C2, so you'll notice that it highlights in yellow, minus D2, which is 1, we should get 29. And you'll notice it shows up over here, but you just press on enter, and then you'll notice that it changed to 29. So that's how you could add or subtract cells. Again, I just did subtraction, but if you want to add, you just change the subtract sign to an addition sign, and then it's 31. So now I can go over sort some of these cells alphabetically. So I'm just gonna populate some of these cells really fast. So let's say I want to, I guess, sort this entire A row alphabetically. I'll just highlight all these rows and go for format, the format tab. And there should be, maybe it might be in data, let's see. Okay, so there should be an option called sort sheet. And from here you can sort sheet by column A. And you'll notice that it goes from A to C. So since I guess I have mine differently, I could just click on this. And you'll notice it changes from A through C order as well. But in case you want it from C to A, you can also do that by just clicking on the data option, sort sheet, and you notice that it changed from Z to A over here. So if I click on this, it changes from Z all the way to A. And now I guess we'll go to charts and graphs. Let me try and make, I guess, a little chart really fast. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I wanted to make a chart out of this 2x3 column or row and column, I would just highlight the cells and I'd go to the Insert tab. And you'll notice there's something called chart. If I click on chart, it'll automatically insert a chart. So it may take some time, but a chart will appear. So here we go. So you'll notice my chart's already labeled. So the amount of A's are 1, amount of B's is 28.6%, and the amount of C's is 57.1%. Again, if this is something that you don't want to go for, so let's say you don't want a pie chart, right? You'll see on the top, on my right-hand side, there's a chart type. If I were to click on pie chart, I guess a bunch of options show up. So you could have something like a column chart. If you're to click on it, it should change. Something like, I guess, a bar chart as well, but in this format. You could also have it like this. And there's more. So a line chart, area chart, as well as column chart. A couple other charts as well that Google offers. So it's pretty cool. But I guess in case you want to change the colors as well, you could just go to customize. And then you'll notice there's a few options like chart style, pie chart, pie slice, as well as chart and axis titles, and even including your own legend. So this could be pretty helpful as well. So see top, and you'll notice I guess a key for A's, B's, and C's show up, but you could have this as auto or none. So we'll just have it as none, and just I guess go back to what we had. As well as the chart title. So you can also name some of these charts. So I'll just name this as Cyber Seniors Demo. And you'll notice that it'll update the chart in real time. So the title can be changed or given as well as you can change the font. So by just clicking on title font, and you have options from the default, which is Arial, to Roboto. We'll just do Comic Sans at this time. And title of the font can be also adjusted. So let's say that's pretty small, we could make it into a size 30, and it'll adjust accordingly. And you can bold some of these by pressing on the B button, italicize some of these things by using the little I button as well. And you could even align them either from left, center, or right. So if I want to make this to center, I can make it to center. And then the title of the text color you could also choose as well. So they'll give you a color palette which you could choose from. So let's say I want to have this in some dark yellow, and it'll change as well. Let me see. Play a little bit more around with charts. Okay, so if you were to click on, I guess, customize background color, you could also change this around. So let's say you want to make it from white to something else like gray. I guess that'd be kind of bad because it's also gray writing. Let's see, we'll just keep as white. But let's say some of these slices, you have visual impairment, so you could change, I guess, some of these slice colors. Oh, that's pie slice. So, it's clicking on, I guess, the A slice, so it's blue. I could make this into orange, and you'll notice it changes to orange. Let's say I want to change, I guess, my slice of C. You just click on C, and then I want to make this purple. And you'll notice it'll change to purple. So if you want to add another sheet, what you could do is on the top, I guess, bottom left, just a little plus icon with an add sheet. So if I were to click on this, you notice that my sheet goes completely blank. But rest assured, your first sheet is still there, but it's just labeled as sheet 1. And if you were to click on it, you get your sheet again. And to delete a sheet, so let's say I want to delete sheet 2, I'll just click on the arrow next to it. And you'll notice there's a couple options like delete, duplicate, copy to a new spreadsheet or an existing spreadsheet, rename, protect sheet, and hide sheet. So I'll just delete the sheet, and it'll give me a heads up or a warning sign, and I'll just press OK. And now you'll notice that it changed from sheet 1 and sheet 2 to just sheet 1 itself. And if I want to rename the sheet, what I could do is just click on the little arrow again, click on the rename button, and then you'll notice my sheet 1 gets highlighted. So I want to name this into the demo sheet and press enter, and then it'll update from sheet 1 to demo sheet now. Okay, and yeah, that's pretty much it for our webinar. So thank you everyone for listening. If you'd like to learn this lesson with the Cyber Seniors Mentor, please go to our website or call the number on your screen to register for a one-on-one phone session. And we also host weekly tech drop-in sessions from 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern Time every Thursday. And if you'd like to donate to Cyber Seniors, you can click on the link below. Thank you.